I ain't here to make no friends.
The psychological sewer of Australian television.
It's the absolute cesspit of TV.
I'm not here to make friends with you guys. I could care less.
I'm not here to make friends.
I'm not here to make friends.
Yeah, right. You're not here to make friends.
She's not here to make any friends.
I'm not here to make friends.
What? Let's be friends. Kumbaya, my love. No.
G'day guys, it's Not Here to Make Friends with me, James Weir and Carla Binyaska. Hey friend. I pronounced your name correctly this week.
I think, did you? I don't know.
Did I? I still don't know how to do it. I made a note and I wrote it out phonetically of how to do it. And then I still got it wrong.
I answer to anything.
You're right.
You know that.
Yeah, it.
Yes?
It, yeah. Have you been watching SAS Australia this week?
I haven't, but everyone
Everyone's
in this country
talking about
has.
it, yeah.
And it's been a hit.
Yeah, and I think we've been spoiled by it because if you haven't seen it, all you really need to know is it's doing everything that we as society want to do. So in episode
Throw
1...
reality TV stars out of a helicopter.
Yes! So they hover over the Tasman Sea and then they just push Roxy Jacenko out without a cable.
Yeah.
And then she broke her hip or something and she had to quit. It was so good.
Yeah, her fillers exploded on impact.
Yeah. And then Chappelle Corby's there, but, then she quit, but until they psychologically broke her, I mean, she was doing really well, just because she was used to the living conditions. They use a hole in the ground as a toilet, and she was like, been there, done that. This is
the Hilton.
Exactly, yeah. She's like, I feel like I'm at the Intercontinental Sydney.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I think it wasn't her departure early because it was about whether she could make proceeds from crime.
Oh, no.
That's not true?
No, so, no, she it's less controversial than that. She quit because she can't run.
Okay, yeah,
so
that'll do it too.
That guy from Underbelly who played John Ibrahim? It was a million years ago.
He's in all of them.
Oh, he's in all? Yeah, okay. So he's just being a big, half-smart idiot. And so he keeps talking back to the soldiers and, trying to sass them.
No.
And these soldiers, they're British soldiers and they're super bitchy.
And they
as
don't
any
care.
British person is. And so it's just like three little Emily Blunts just yelling at these reality stars and making them cry. And so every time, that Underbelly guy does something stupid, they punish the rest of the group and he has to just stand there watching them to turn the rest of the group against him.
Yeah, right.
And that's where Chappelle got kicked out. So that's why we hate the Underbelly guy even more because now Chappelle's not there.
He's in all of the Underbelly. Is this Faraz Durrani? Is that his name?
I think so.
Is it?
Well, I can't spell his name, so that's why I just keep spelling
I don't know, and I
the
probably
Underbelly
said
guy.
that I think I said that in a way like Adina Menzel, remember?
Right, yeah. Adina Menzel. Yeah. Or Carla
I think that's him. He's in House Husbands and then Underbelly. He's
There's
such
a
a
club
range.
of people with unpronounceable names.
Well, there you go.
You and the guy from Underbelly.
Yeah, illustrious
just
bunch.
lots of things in common.
What great company I keep.
Yeah. Well, I think it's been just an embarrassment of riches on that show, which makes then having to turn over to The Bachelorette just a real punish because by contrast, nothing is happening.
Nothing is happening in the house.
Nothing's happening.
It's still.
Do you know what makes
it?
No, do you know where we know it's a super bad episode?
Yeah.
It's when it's an episode where Becky's the most controversial person. She admits to cheating.
Yeah, right. And it was
but
a
it was
big
a million
thing.
years ago.
But then they all came out like it was a 12-step program.
It was. They all raised
wanted
their
to
hands.
purge.
I know.
Yeah.
And, even though it happened a million years ago, if you missed it, we'll just let her, in her own words, explain what happened.
It was when I was in my early 20s. I'm really ashamed of having done that. When that happened, I owned up to it. And I don't know, for me, I talk about trust and honesty and openness and stuff like that. Yeah, I didn't think I'd come on here either and let everyone know that about me because I was, really ashamed of doing that because you don't want to hurt somebody. And when I did hurt that person, I lived with a lot of guilt for a long time.
Oh, Becky, suck it up. No one cares.
Oh, God.
No one cares. But because she comes from a dusty old country town, it would have been the big news.
Yeah.
It would have been the big news. And in the main street of town, all the townsfolk would have been whispering and shaking their fists in the air. And then a priest would have come up in front of the post office, as the town clock ticked at high noon. And then he would have scolded her.
Yes.
And then a horse and carriage would have rolled by as she cried.
And tumbleweed whirled past and someone pinned a scarlet letter A on her.
And then she just would have cried into her linen bonnet. I can picture it.
Yeah. Look, I mean, small country town, there's only so many to choose from, and it will get around.
It will.
You know? It is so many things that will get around.
Yes, it will. Very similar to the Bachelorette mansion.
Right. But good on her for, ballsing up and,
I know.
admitting her guilt.
Well, look, we all wrote her off as boring, so finally she's done something
Name
interesting.
and shame, though, Becky. Name and shame.
yes.
Who was it with? What was it about? Was it worth it?
Yeah, I want a picture,
Yeah. Was it all the way? Was it biblical?
You're right.
Or did you just hold hands?
Yeah, and because she's from a country town, it could have just been holding hands because that's a big deal.
Could have been. Or she could have had a kid
Yes, you're
with
right.
that person.
Yes.
and no one would know.
Very stereotypical of a country town.
Yes.
Because that's what this podcast is all about. Broad strokes. Broad strokes.
Okay, so she starts an avalanche of people
cheaters.
coming out.
Cheaters.
Yeah.
It's just a house full of cheaters.
Well, at least she's got someone that's well suited to her now.
Oh, you're right. Now all the cheaters can pair up with each other.
Yeah.
Well, that was the big question because they were playing this really lame game, a game of truth or dare or something. And then Ali gets hit with a question about her past relationship with Hot Joe, who you think is Ugly Joe.
Look, it's not that he's ugly, it's just that he's not very fortunate looking.
Do you know what? I was watching it and I thought, you know what? In like an old 90s sitcom, if they just had to get like a one-off appearance of like a creepy, nosy neighbour,
He would be it.
him but 20 years older.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think he's going to grow into that face. I don't think he's going to grow into the jaws.
So you've turned
the
me off
ears
him
are prominent.
now. You've turned me off him
Great
now.
body,
Yeah.
but he's a prawn. He's a prawn.
See, in the wrong lighting, I agree with you.
In the wrong
wrong
lighting.
lighting, I agree with you. So, look, they interrogate Ali and they ask her very specific questions and she just dodges it. Here it is.
Have you and Joe hooked up before The Bachelorette? And how many times?
So, like from the beginning, all I've harped on about is respect and honesty, and I'm gonna, show respect to you two guys. I'm not gonna lie about anything. One weekend, we spent some time together, and for timing reasons, whatever, it didn't work out.
One weekend.
What? One weekend for timing was at that time of the month.
Oh, yeah.
I shouldn't stop.
I don't know what you're talking about. I wouldn't know.
Sure.
In my experience, don't have to deal in weeks.
Yeah.
Don't have to deal in weeks.
Weeks or cycles or months.
Yes.
Or worried visits to GPs.
Wouldn't know.
Just different reasons.
Different reasons. So we don't know what happened on this weekend. Maybe they just washed the car.
Yeah, but they just danced around the issue.
Yeah, well, that's what annoyed me. They asked very specific questions.
When and where?
Yeah, when and where.
And how many times?
And then she just goes and
gives
stuffs around it.
Yeah, politician's
But,
answer.
it confused me why she did that, because if you remember on the very, very first night where all the boys come down the red carpet, Joe comes on, he leaves, and then Becky says, "Oh, have you guys ... And then Ali went, "Yep, yeah, we have, yep." And so to me, that was an admission all the way back then. So I just don't know why she's not coming clean about it.
Well, then also that there is the rumour that she asked specifically for him to come onto the show.
I didn't know.
Yeah, so she asked producers for Joe to be part of the
Well,
lineup.
because last night she told the boys very explicitly, I didn't know he was coming on. He didn't know that I was going to be the Bachelorette, so they flat out denied that part.
Yeah. Well,
Apparently it was otherwise.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, do you know who I'm really hot for now?
Oh, who?
Hot Adam.
Really?
The geologist. Now, there are two guys that I only realised last night that there are two guys who look identical. One looks like Thor's hot younger brother, and then there's another guy with long blonde hair, and he looks like Thor's creepy weird cousin from the country.
Yeah, right, okay.
Hillbilly cousin. Not that guy. I'm not into the hillbilly cousin. I'm into the hot younger brother.
Okay, yeah.
It's a bit of a Chris Liam situation.
Yeah, you'd take either.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm
more
probably
Liam.
Me too.
Yeah, no, I'm first. Sorry.
Me too. And
yeah.
so Hot Adam is the Liam of the Thor world.
Okay.
And so they had this weird date at the zoo.
Yeah.
And they're in the animal enclosure. And I swear, this giraffe turned around and I swear, I could hear the giraffe go, "Fuck off."
Really, like, just give me these carrots and leave me alone.
All the animals were like, why the fuck are you in my house? Get out.
You know what I love? That during the pandemic, the animals actually, in every sanctuary, at every zoo, at every aquarium around the world, all got downtime. And for a change, they just got let alone.
Yes.
And for a glorious couple of months there, they didn't need to be poked and prodded by tourists and yelled at and screamed and banged on the glass at.
I know, I had chips thrown at them by children.
Yeah, and then in some weird way, I thought it was going to be like I Am Legend and they would just take over the cities.
Oh, yes.
But there's obviously people looking after them
like
on
those
JobKeeper
monkeys
and
that
whatever.
escaped the lab earlier this year in Sydney.
Oh,
Did you
really?
remember that?
No.
Yeah, from like a university lab, 3 orangutans escaped. And then the police had to catch them.
Did they dart gun them? What happened?
Well, they just
Why
caught
do I
them
not
and
know about this?
It was
I love
huge.
these
It was
stories.
huge. It was when we were doing the Married at First Sight podcast. It happened around that time. I remember one
Really?
afternoon, breaking news, and I was really on the monkeys' side.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
I really just wanted them to escape.
Maybe it's just because I'm thinking about Jumanji, but maybe I do recall this.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, because that's exciting.
But, you know, I really felt sorry for the animals last night because I just couldn't help but thinking, God, could you imagine being an animal in Africa on the Sahara? I don't know whether that's the same place, but if that's where your home is and you're just loving life, and then it's bad enough that you get captured and brought to Western Sydney, but then to have to put up with Bachelorette dates?
That would be the worst.
Oh, my God, what a life sentence.
I mean, they are in a zoo and they're not in the Serengeti.
No.
You know, so there's that.
They're in Western Sydney, just off the highway.
But they're well looked after.
Yes, I imagine.
Except for when the Bachelorette people come involved.
God. Well, Adam starts talking about rocks, and God, it's just a real turn on.
Yeah, you love that.
It's a granite. This one's been smoothed by fluvial erosion.
Wow.
That's why it's all, spherical.
What does that mean? Like fluvial?
It's just been like a flow of water.
Water, yeah.
It's got some nice quartz veins in it. I reckon that's one that's sort of undergone a bit of metamorphism. Like all the minerals are sort of aligned in a certain direction because you would have had like a stress field.
Fluvial erosion.
Can we just say it slowly? Fluvial erosion.
He can erode my fluvial any day.
Fluvial.
If you know what I mean.
Fluvial. I always found it a little strange when people would like collect bits of crystal and rock and then put them in like cotton wool and then put them in like little segregated little clear boxes.
Because I mean, what do you do with them?
But they just
you
sit and
stare
collect
at
dust.
them. Yeah.
Like if you had a dinosaur's like bone, maybe like a whole T-Rex.
Even
That'd be
then,
mildly
not
interesting.
interested.
Well, no, because then you'd have a house big enough to at least house a T-Rex.
I would sell it.
Would you? Okay.
No, I would bring everyone over. We'd get drunk and we'd just take photos of me riding the T-Rex.
Okay.
That would look so good on the gram.
Okay. We can go to the museum if you like.
Oh,
we can organise that.
Oh, God. Could you imagine the fuss that would cause?
Have you ever been out with someone who's collected weird things?
Oh, no. Oh,
No?
have I? No.
There was a stage when I was a child I collect flies.
Oh, that's gross.
Yeah, but I lived in the file of farm,
No,
so like
that's-
there's nothing to do.
That's not a justification.
You know when film came in little canisters?
Yeah,
the
little
black
black one
with the
with the
grey
grey
lid.
lid, yeah,
I used to collect them
Kodak.
in that.
Oh, it's still gross.
Yeah, it doesn't make it any better.
The Kodak canister doesn't make it cute.
I realise.
Did you put them dry them out in the sun?
No, I didn't used to
So they
pull
would
their
just
wings off or anything like that.
Fester in their own.
Yeah, I
Oh.
just would collect them.
But
I don't know
wouldn't
why I did that.
larvae grow?
No, I don't know.
That's filthy.
I would throw it out.
That's filthy.
Yeah, okay. That's a weird
God,
thing to admit to collecting.
I've found just multiple caterpillars in my courtyard lately this week, so I've just had to
Really?
mortine every single one of them.
Have you seen them when they turn into like a king ball when they all come together?
That's revolting.
That's what's happening.
And no,
Yeah,
I don't
they're
want-
gonna take over your
No,
apartment.
at first I thought it was the same one, and I just thought it was really speedy. So for the past week, all of a sudden I find one by my door, and then I find it out near the front gate, and then I find it on a wall, sort of above my office.
Sounds like you have an infestation.
Yes. Well, at first, every time I would see it, I would go, "You again?"
Would you date someone that collected insects?
No. No.
No.
I wouldn't even date someone who, collected statues. Like little dolphin figurines.
Oh, no, that's weird.
Yeah.
I'd draw the line there.
I would expect it from someone who was, say, the horse girl in primary school, like yourself. But
I didn't collect statues.
you didn't?
No.
Oh.
I had a
Your dad
candle.
collected pigs, didn't he?
Yeah, that's because we've talked about this. One person got him a pig once, and then all of a sudden he was the
it's
pig
nobles.
guy.
Yep.
I collected candles. But that was a real thing in the 90s.
Have you noticed that's come full circle now? Because in the 90s, if you were really into candles, you were seen as like a weird new age loser. But now they sell them at Mecca, and so they're cool.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
Was it The Craft? Was that the show, the movie about all the witches? Hot witches from high school.
Yes.
It was that phase.
Okay.
So it was a real grunge 90s thing, and I don't know why. I just felt like I wanted to burn the house down.
Is it bad when you said the witches but the hot ones? I was about to say Hocus Pocus.
No, and it wasn't
Candy
Sabrina
Jimmy
either.
And Bette Midler and Sarah Jessica Parker.
No, all those women look like a foot. No, I said hot witches.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, it was at that era that I
Yeah.
collected candles. Why did I go with the flies one?
Yeah, that's
I still don't know
gross.
why I feel like I need to share that stuff with you.
All we know on this podcast is you were the horse girl who collects flies and was really into candles.
Collected.
Ugh.
And candles now I have for relaxation.
Well, speaking of judging people.
Yeah, go for it.
We're recording this podcast after Wednesday's episode. Thursday's episode hasn't aired yet, but I've done a quick scroll through.
Okay.
Nothing major happens, but there are some little things that I just noticed, and I don't think it's just me. So I've taken screenshots of these moments, and I'm going to show you, there's one major thing that's wrong in each of these photos.
Okay, so this is a sneak
and
peek.
I want you to identify it.
Okay.
So right now, there's a photo of Ali and Fraser, and they're on a yacht on a date, and they're having some drinks. What's wrong with that photo?
What's wrong with that photo? I don't know.
Look at the kinds of drinks.
Oh, they're drinking a Cosmo.
They are! Men should not drink Cosmopolitans.
What if he's got a UTI?
No. What does that have to do
It's
with
got
it?
cranberry juice in it.
Oh, go away. Go away. And it's so funny that should happen because I was at a birthday dinner the other night, and we were talking, someone wanted a Cosmopolitan, and how embarrassing it is in 2020 to order a Cosmopolitan, because when you see that girl in a bar order it, you think, oh, the Sex and the City girl.
Yeah, exactly.
The girl who was really into Sex and the City.
Also, do you want it in a martini glass that's been dipped in blue sugar? Ooh, gross.
It's just the most impractical drink.
Yuck.
It's filled to the top of that martini glass. You can't walk around a bar in it. It's
Isn't it
bright
just
pink.
literally vodka and cranberry?
It's also got Cointreau in it, doesn't it?
I don't know.
And like a little bit of orange rind. But God,
Ugh.
I mean, we all loved
Yuck.
Sex and the City when it happened, but
No.
the trend is over.
I missed that whole phase.
Did you? You weren't into it?
No. I don't know what I was watching when everyone was watching that, but I just wasn't into it.
Well, there was a Sex and the City motif to this episode because, I mean, there's the girl drinks, and then later in the episode, Becky, she's really back into that Adrian guy who wants to spend her house deposit on a jet ski, who we spoke about last
who's
week.
a loser and doesn't want to commit.
Well, now she's back into him.
Oh,
but she
treat him mean, keep him
She
keen.
says to us in this Carrie Bradshaw style monologue, I don't know if he's Mr. Right or Mr. Right now.
Yeah, God. Ugh.
Later that night, I got to thinking about relationships. Is he Mr. Right or is he Mr. Right now?
Yeah.
God.
Could you be any more of a cliche?
I know.
Look, if you just want to be ridden and you want a great night out, then that's fine. But you're there to find love, not a one-night stand.
No, but the guy who wants to swindle your house deposit.
Yeah, on a freaking jet
On a
ski and a
jet
trip to
ski.
Bali with his boys.
Boys. Oh, God, that makes me terrified, that chance. Okay, I've got the other photo.
Okay, what's wrong with this picture?
What's wrong with this photo?
Oh, everything. Oh, wow. What's this? This is
James.
Adrian.
No, that's
Oh,
James.
James. It's just James.
So he's doing a piece to camera.
James is wearing, I hate these shirts.
Yeah.
I hate these shirts. So they're a shirt without a collar. They're a collarless shirt. What do they call them? Grandpa collars?
It's almost like a peasant shirt.
Okay, I
like
think
a
they're called
peasant-
grandpa
they're
collars.
okay.
So it's basically a button-up shirt all the way to his thick neck, Adam's apple. And
But
then
what's on top of the shirt?
there's a necklace, a horrific gold. It's like it's almost green. That's how bad it is.
With
necklace.
a jeweled pendant. It looks like
over
a
the
girl
top.
necklace.
He looks like he's a priest, just he's missing the white bit of the collar.
Yes, that's the shirt. That is.
Yuck.
But that necklace
Oh,
is
for no one.
No.
Man jewelry.
No, and that's not even man jewelry. That is like it looks like he got it off the. I was about to call him she. It looks like she got it off the accessories rack at Rockman's.
I feel bad
God,
'cause
what's he going to throw it off the Titanic?
If it's a terrible long necklace with an oval kind of pendant.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry if it has significance, like if it was from a dead grandma
Don't
or
care.
something. Just keep it on the inside of your shit collarless collar.
I don't care if it's a miniature urn with someone's ashes in it.
Yeah.
It's ugly.
Yeah, it is true. He's not there for a fashion parade, though, is he?
Third photo, though.
Go.
What's up with this one?
Okay. All right.
It's Becky and a guy, and they're on a date, and they're about to get into a hot tub, so they're changing into their swimwear.
But old mate's wearing a full jacket.
No. So he just hasn't disrobed yet. But what about hers?
It's a onesie.
Yes.
It's a one piece.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's got a plunging neckline.
Oh, I reckon producers. Okay, in my mind, I saw the behind the scenes narrative that played out here, because usually, do you remember like last year when Abby has to strip down to her bikini on the beach, and it's this weird string thong back. Usually they're wearing thong back bikinis, and then she would dry hump him on the beach, and all the girls are always in their bikinis.
Yeah.
Even when they're the Bachelorette, they've stripped down to a bikini.
But they've put Becky in a sensible one piece.
Have they decided to put her in a sensible one piece, or has she said, guys, I want to wear a one piece, and they've said, you've got to compromise. We need a plunging neckline. If you're going to wear a full body rashy, Becky, we've got to show some boobs.
It's weird. I used to think one pieces were for like mums who wanted to hide their tummies.
Right.
This happens to be a sexy one piece.
Is it?
I don't mind a one piece anymore. But this also looks like it had full coverage across the bottom.
It does, yes.
And a sucky tummy in bit.
Yes. There was no cheeky action at the back.
No, but the boobs are also quite low-hanging fruit these days. If you know what I mean.
I do.
Okay.
I do. I don't know about people and their weeks, but that I get. That I get. And she also, she was just being very timid though. I thought, Becky, like you look great.
Yeah, because it's an uncomfortable thing
But
to
she
be in
looks
your
great, but
swimwear on
so
national television.
It was so hard even trying to get a screenshot of this because she refused to get out from behind this timber spa and just show herself in this one piece.
If you're not confident and like she's
But
got
there's
obviously
no reason she shouldn't be confident.
Well,
She looks great.
Yeah, but you can't tell someone how to have body confidence.
God.
It's one of these things. When you realise that no one actually gives a shit and they're not looking at you, then you just don't care.
Well, that's the
You
thing.
don't
Everyone's just
shave.
concerned about themselves.
Yeah. But just don't worry about it. Just get in the water.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, all I'm saying is, if it was me, I would have wore a thong back onesie.
Would you have?
That's
a
it.
thong back
yeah,
onesie.
a thong back unitard. That's what I would have worn.
Look, she's doing sexy in her own way, and if she's got some body issues, then maybe she shouldn't have insisted on going on a date with some dude in a robe
in a hot tub.
In a hot tub.
In a hot tub.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that would be my idea of hell as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so stick to bridge climb dates where you have to wear the jumpsuit.
Yes, head to toe.
Layers. Head to toe layers.
Completely zip it up.
With a helmet.
Yes. You're not seeing anything. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah, because usually in these shows, I think it's a prerequisite. You have to wear bikinis and you have to put everything on show.
Yeah.
Got to give the people what they want.
Yeah.
But not obviously on that date.
No,
That's a real
very
shame.
sensible.
Yeah, that's okay.
Very sensible.
That's all right.
And, yeah.
So nothing really. So nothing else from tonight.
No, the only other note that I've got on my legal pad
yes.
is
Yeah,
I take this very seriously,
add this to the
by
minutes.
the way.
Yeah, you
Add
do.
it to
You
the
really
minutes.
do.
I keep a minutes and I file them away.
Yeah.
And I every week I dispatch a xylophone folder full of them to my accountant for storage, and then he keeps calling me going, "Can you stop sending me your bachelor notes? Like, I'm not like send me your receipts. Don't send me your minutes."
You are very good with your note taking.
Thank you.
Occasionally, you'll get a text from me during the episode going, "What is going on here?"
And I'm too busy to reply.
Yeah, you are.
I'm furiously. I'm writing shorthand.
Yeah, you are. You are
Right.
on
Yeah.
your notepad
On my legal
and your
pads.
foolscap notepad.
Yeah.
And filing, your recaps
In my xylophone folders. Yeah. But so my last note here is we always joke about this. You know how there's always some loser who gets tricked by a producer into reading out a diary entry? Happens again.
Amazing. When will this
Dear
plot
Log.
line ever?
Dear Log. And then he gets all emotional and starts to cry while we laugh, and yeah.
And that was it.
That's it.
And that was it. And tonight's no better?
No, that happens tonight. And to make matters worse, the guy who gets tricked into reading a diary entry is the same guy who's wearing the lady necklace.
Oh, yuck.
God.
Yuck, man.
What?
Man jewelry.
Yeah.
Yuck. Can we just flick back to SAS?
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
yes. What would you like to know? I'll just flick over my minutes to that show.
Yeah. Does anyone get into a bikini?
Oh, come to think of it, no, they don't, because they're very sensible on that show. Because keep in mind, it's like military training, and these bitchy British soldiers, they take it very seriously. So when these people are having to, get pushed out of a helicopter with no notice, they're usually wearing like a big neoprene suit. You know what I mean? Like an SAS kind of military scuba diving suit.
You know what I did find the other day? I don't know why I'm going to tell you this story. I went to the Solomon Islands with Forces Entertainment. I was Tanya Zayeda, basically, with the army. I went.
Who dares win? So when was this?
Several years ago.
Wow.
I went with the army to go and entertain the troops.
Yeah.
I found my uniform. I'm thinking of dusting it off and wearing it to Halloween.
Or just every day. I imagine it's lots of coverage, like you said you desired.
Full coverage.
Full coverage.
Full khaki. Pants, full length. Hat with the full ventilation thing going on. Full sleeves.
Yeah. No, you should just wear that every day because no one would get in your way.
It's so utilitarian. I feel like an angry lesbian when I wear it.
That's great.
Yeah.
If you walked, it would always look like you're on the go. So you could walk into a coffee shop and there could be a huge line and you would just go, "Excuse me, ladies, I'm on the go," and you'd be in your big military,
outfit,
uniform.
yeah.
And people would just go, "Oh, get out of her way."
Should I wear it? Do you want me to wear it here next week?
Sure, do it.
Okay.
Do it and wear it to your other job too.
They will really love that.
In the newsroom, do it. Do it. Just out of context.
Maybe I would command
out of
respect.
context costumes.
Nice.
Out of context.
On costume days.
Yeah, not on Halloween.
Just any day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or if you have to go to court for something.
Wear my uniform.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I earned a patch.
Yeah, do
and
it.
I get to march every year in Anzac Day parades.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I sure do.
Do you get to lead the march?
No, I'm right up the back.
Do you bring a baton?
No, I don't have a baton.
Baton's allowed at the Anzac March.
I don't know, probably. There's marching bands. Where is this going?
I'm just asking. Look, I asked the questions. I don't have the answers.
Okay, yeah.
I don't have the answers.
Well, if you'd like, I can lend you my outfit.
No. See, I would have to make adjustments.
It would come back bedazzled.
No. So it would come back, and I would have brought it in at the waist just to show off
Cut
my
the
curves.
sleeves off.
I would have made it a little bit more slutty. And you'd be like, "James, why does my military outfit have a thong bag?"
Why am our sensible trousers that are so utilitarian are now just hot pants? Yeah. All right, okay.
So yeah, I look forward to it next week.
Well, SAS Season 2, given how popular Season 1 is...
No, okay, so you raise another point on that. When I first found out that SAS was happening last year...
Yeah.
I thought, God, I hope they bring on Tanya Zayeda, because all I can ever remember when people talk about Who Dares Wins with Mike Whitney on Channel 9 in the 90s, I loved that show, and I'm remembering it incorrectly, but in my mind, it was just a show where Tanya Zayeda got pushed out of a helicopter. Every day. She was usually in a helicopter, but it was someone else getting thrown out.
Yeah.
But that's where I thought on this show we would finally kind of get a really great moment of just Tanya Zayeda getting pushed out of things.
Well, she could be... Wasn't she in Dancing with the Stars as well?
Was she? Okay.
Yeah, I think she's had some kind of revival.
She's been in many men's magazines.
Yes, many.
Back when they were a thing.
Back in the day,
yeah. They're not a thing anymore.
Not anymore. You've got the internet now, James. Very readily accessible on your smartphone.
Well, news.com.au should have a daily centerfold. We should bring back the centerfold.
We are such a think tank. Yeah.
I don't know why our ideas every week are not implemented by businesses around town.
You're right. And can the centerfold, just for nostalgia's sake, have the staple marks in the middle of the photo?
Yes.
I would love that. I would love that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we can pose in our military suits.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll bring you my spare.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Guys, catch up on old episodes of Not Here to Make Friends.
You
We're
really
on YouTube.
should. Yes, we are on YouTube. Make sure you check out news.com.au, the YouTube page there, and the link for our podcast will be there as well.
And you know what? If videos are just not your thing, you can go with audio wherever you get your potties from. Apple, Spotify. Like, subscribe, rate, leave a comment about us. Alrighty, guys. Catch you next week.
Bye.
Bye.